Hello beautiful people and welcome back to MDG Media. We are here for the 2025 Reykjavik Open. This is round 2, back 9 from the MPO field. We're of course covering the lead card with a couple of Estonians, a Finnish person and even a German. We're here with myself, Elias Luukkonen, and the local legend, almost, Blær. Welcome.
Ooh, thank you, man. Happy to be here.
Yep, you didn't play this tournament yourself, but it's great to see you here in the booth.
I'm enjoying it on the course, spectating and trying to help a bit, so it's nice.
It's definitely a well-run tournament, no complaints so far, at least from my side. And you can see our situation on the card is actually quite tight. 3 players up, tied at the top, Mathias, Roland and myself. All through different sort of game plans on the front, or maybe we had the similar game plan but everybody executing it in different spots. But luckily for us, the back 9 is very scoreable. The front 9 was very scoreable, but really any point on this course you can catch fire and start birding a lot of holes. Can you tell me about hole 10?
Hole 10, 156 meters. On the drive you really just want to hit the gap, land somewhere up here to the left, and most players opt to go over the top on the second shot. The gap there is a bit too small to go for and a bit too risky, so people throw mainly the backhand hyzer over the top and try to crash somewhere close to the basket. Even though it says only 156, it plays way further. It's straight uphill.
Yeah, I think on the T sign it's saying how much uphill it is, and it was something like 25 meters uphill.
Exactly.
So super far playing hole. I'm throwing just a normal distance driver here, trying to get up there. Yeah, that's good. You know, the distance here, distance doesn't really matter. If you're 10 meters longer or 10 meters shorter, you can still throw the same shot. Maybe just for the run up it's nice to be a bit further, as the run up usually isn't that nice here.
No, I think most people will actually just take a standstill on the second shot. Makes it way easier and way more consistent. And this looks a bit too straight. This is the problem you can catch. You really want to hyzer it up there, because if you leave it too straight you might have nothing and like no chance at a birdie.
Yeah, Mathias was really not happy with that shot, and for good reason. It's such an easy drive.
Yeah,
you
like
really
everything is open on the left side, so that's like, just throw hyzer and you're fine.
You can see the uphill run up there, Roland trying to climb up the hill and actually getting a pretty good shot here.
Oh wow, perfect shot, going over the top. Yes, and he's making it tough by being in there.
Mathias.
Oh, and going for the gap as well. Maybe he didn't have any choice from there.
No, he really had just a short swing with those trees. And Carl here once again over the top, fairway driver. He was saying in practice he had to go distance driver because of different wind conditions, but with no wind this hole is super easy. And I'm going grenadier, just trying to get it up, and happy with that shot.
Yeah, perfect shot.
Actually the first good grenade I threw this round. But this is definitely the easiest one of them.
Giving it a run, leaving it a bit short.
Yeah, on this hole, statistically it still plays over par, which is surprising. But for the top of the field, it's definitely one of the easiest holes.
Yeah.
Because there's basically nothing in the way if you go over the top. And also it's short enough where if you throw, 120 meters or further, you can easily reach it with 2 shots.
Yeah, I think it's averaging so high because the people that can't reach, they normally have to go for the gap, and that's where you can find some problems.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. And the next hole, par 3, but only 4 meters shorter. Though this time we're going pretty much the same hill, but downhill. So it's very far downhill, probably plays like 105 meters to reach the hole, maybe 110. It's gonna be a big hyzer for pretty much everybody. If you have the distance to reach it with an overstable disc, you would much prefer that, as you have less chance of gliding away left or long of the basket. And for being a 150 meter hole, it's pretty easy actually.
For sure. And you have the option of going forehand or backhand. You can just choose what you feel more comfortable.
I'm going with very overstable distance driver. I don't know why I shot at 4. The shot was pretty much good.
I think you were just talking to the basket probably.
Yeah.
Great shot.
Maybe. Yeah, this would be a dream ace to get, to be honest.
For sure. I think actually we have an ace bounty here. If you ace it, I think you will get around $300-400 in a crypto app. So you could buy some Bitcoin.
Okay, that's great.
So you can know that before the last round and try to give it a good run as well.
If I ace it in the last round, it's only because of you.
Of course.
Carl here. He said he actually bought this disc just a couple of days ago, but flying already very good.
Perfect shot.
He was saying that he didn't have an overstable distance driver, so he bought one. Maybe it was even from the store on the course. I wasn't quite sure.
Looks good as well, a bit too short. Yes, if you go to Iceland, you really have to have your overstable distance drivers and some backups, just to be completely sure. Good putt.
Yeah,
Just over the cage.
This time gets it up. We saw a couple of low misses on the front 9. But looking like a pretty good start to the back for the card. Mathias here. 8 meters. Well done.
Great putt.
We're even having a chance to star frame this hole. I'm pretty much parked in Carl here from 6 meters.
Oh, good catch.
Yeah, incredible
Good
catch.
birdie.
He said he was sure after that release that it was not ever gonna stay in the basket.
And you're just tapping in your birdie. So first star frame of the round, I think. That's nice.
Yeah. Not the hole you would expect. It's not the easiest hole, just averaging barely under par. Moving on to 12. This is a pretty satisfying shot actually to throw. 115 meters. It is dead straight, which is a shot you definitely can throw. A nice straight mid-range or a fairway. Or if you want to go for a bit of a flex over the right side trees are very low, so you can do that. And yeah, it's just all about what's your most comfortable shot and speed. You can throw anything from a putter to pretty much a distance driver if you throw it soft on that flex line. I'm going fairway driver, trying to put it a little bit to the right and hopefully fade back.
A little bit on the right side, but there's no OB there, and you should have a putt. And this looks great from Roland. Catching some last tree. That's the tree to miss.
This one was super early right from Carl. He's gonna be just inside the right side woods. Still actually a pretty good shot to get to the green. It's not the most punishing hole, I feel. The fairway is very wide, and even if you're a little bit off to the right, you're usually having a good shot at par.
That's good enough. And this putt, it's super risky to run because how the green slows. I think he was just laying it up.
Yeah, for sure. Just trying to land up there.
No need to go for that.
The basket looked pretty big from my angle, so I decided to go for it.
Nice run, man.
Yeah, I thought I had it, but I guess it was high out of the hand. And Roland, aggressive bid. He has an interesting form with the putt. That's a rough miss from Carl. But Roland, you know, he keeps the arm very straight, so it's kind of like a push putt. But at the same time, he putts very hard. So it's similar to a spin putt. And yeah, there you go. That's just an unfortunate place to land after a putting miss.
We'll have to settle for a bogey.
Feels so different to be playing in this weather compared to yesterday on this same exact hole. We had one of the hardest rains all year.
And no birdies from our lead card on hole 12. Okay, Elias Pétur is playing pretty decent, trying to get his spot on the lead card there.
Yeah, you saw him, maybe if you watched round 1, you saw him yesterday on coverage. A very solid, you know, improving player from Iceland.
For sure.
Playing well above his rating. And hole 13 now, this is one where we should see some birdies. It's just 81 meters. Technically one of the easiest holes on the course. You're only throwing a short, overstable forehand. You can go fairway driver, but most players going for an overstable mid-range or approach disc. It's just all about putting it somewhere in the airspace and then landing it hopefully soft, or if you don't land it soft, hit some trees at the end and settle in the circle.
And this looks a bit low from you, but still okay result.
Yeah, 8 meters. I was just scared of the first gap because yesterday somehow I was able to miss the first gap.
And a bit too early for Mathias, but the early miss is good because there you have some high trees that will catch the disc most of the time.
This was looking so nice from Roland.
Wow. And a good stop, hopefully. Perfect bullseye hit.
Yep. Nice to not get a big skip. That definitely looked like it could have gone outside the circle.
It had some speed for sure.
Carl also a bit inside. That's usually fine. You can see the trees really like to stop your disc. So pretty much no matter what you throw here, if you land somewhere in the circle, you usually stay.
Oh no. That's the danger of this green. I'm not sure how far he rolled down. Good birdie. Great putt.
And I think we have to give a little shout out for the ace. I think you can maybe pronounce the name a little bit better.
Mikael Máni Freysson, the putting machine with the ace on hole 13. Very good.
Congratulations. We actually heard the ace. We were just on the last hole and then we heard a big cheer coming from here. It's a good ace to get. It's definitely a 2-stroke swing if you hit the basket or not.
Yeah, for sure.
As moving on to the, well, this feels like the most difficult hole on the course, but it's actually only the second most difficult in this round number 2. 87 meters, so once again not super far, but it's just such a tight gap. You have a gap off the tee, about 30 meters off the tee, which is pretty easy to hit, but then you have this gap that we're flying through right now, about 25 meters short of the basket, and that's really the one which most players miss. Even if you're a great thrower of the disc, you have to throw just a perfect forehand flex to get through that gap and to the basket.
And this looks... It looked pretty good. And as you can see there, there's a big rock on the fairway, 10 meters short. So you really want to fly over that rock and then try to land it soft. This looks early, but ending up on the fairway.
Yeah, the first kick looked really rough, but the second one kind of saving Roland there. Mathias close to a great shot, but turns it over a bit. I feel like that's pretty common for those almost perfect shots. They just land near the rock, have that outside the circle look.
Yeah. Does it have the distance? Oh, great kick. Short sets from Carl there.
Yeah, overall not too much trouble for a card here. It's definitely a hole that you can bogey or double even easily. But everybody, now that Roland is under the basket, everybody pretty much having an easy par or a birdie. I have maybe 19 meters, trying to give it a soft bit.
Wow. Almost.
Mathias, same spot, a bit less soft. And he's actually having a very frustrating round, only getting a lot of pars and just a couple of birdies.
Yeah. Par frame from our lead card on hole 14.
Could be worse.
Could be worse.
3 birdies on that hole in this round number 2. As moving on to, is this maybe the shortest hole on the course?
It might be.
Yeah.
This one or hole 5 maybe.
Yeah, just 67 meters. We're going uphill though, so probably plays like 80.
Yeah.
But it's all about just hitting a gap here with an overstable disc. It can be an overstable mid-range or an overstable fairway. Doesn't really matter as long as you hit the gap and then hopefully fly most of the way up there and maybe take a little skip at the very end. It's a very touchy hole, and you know, if you miss the gap, even this hole you could easily bogey it, even though it's so short.
Catching some branches and rolling in the rough on the right.
Yeah, not a great shot. Just pulled it right and actually hit the very first branch available pretty much on the fairway. And Roland throwing very hard, but no problem there. Just 7 meters left. I noticed that he definitely likes to throw not maybe full power, but close to full power, at least very hard on most of these wooded shots. Not much of a touch player.
Really trusting his swing. All backhand from our lead card here. A lot of the Icelandic guys actually throw forehand and try to go for the inside gap. But you can't really see it from the tee, so it makes sense that most of you guys will go for the right one. You had something from there. Good shot.
Yeah,
it's not easy to save the par from in there.
Yeah, super happy with that shot. I mean, I had maybe a 2 meter gap between the trees, but not much more. And Mathias, once again, gonna be taking a par. Very dry back 9 for him.
He really needs to bird this one.
Yeah, that's a weird way to play the back 9. I feel like the back 9 has a lot of potential for so many birdies.
A low miss from Roland, that's gonna be annoying.
Yep. This course actually surprisingly being one of the easier putting courses, I feel, because a lot of the, at least now, all of the greens are fully calm, and you don't really have that many big slopes on the greens.
The only thing are the trees. I mean, you could end up having a 9 meter putt and a lot of trees in the way, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's very true.
Hey guys, quick pause. A lot of people are involved in this project. Our goal is to grow the sport and share it with as many people as possible. So if you want to support us, subscribe to the channel, like and comment the videos if you like them, and hit the bell so you don't miss anything. It seems small, but it really helps us keep creating free content on YouTube. Enjoy the video.
Now moving on to 16, a hole that some people on the course actually called the hardest one.
And U-Disc does that as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's what they were talking about. It's pretty crazy because it definitely feels easier than, let's say, 2 holes back on hole 14.
Exactly.
But it's a very tight hole once again, and we're going downhill, so the 89 meters plays much shorter, probably like 70 or 75. Just basically have to breathe on the disc and it's getting there if you hit the right angle. But it's so tight, and if you hit something early, there is really no telling whether you're gonna be on the fairway having a putt or off the fairway just having to pitch out.
And I feel like you really have to focus on throwing it down the hill. If you just throw it that straight, it will catch some of the top branches in the end. And this kick did look so great.
No, I'm off the fairway, but I have some sort of a look, at least to get to the basket from there. And Roland, that's gonna be an easy par. It's really not a terrible result here. Even statistically in this round, it was the 3rd hardest hole. So, not super easy.
Oi. Slip from Mathias, but a great shot. And even skipping over. Wow.
Yeah, Mathias, luckily he was not badly hurt, just felt a little twitch in his shoulder, I believe.
And some
there you
dirty
go.
hands.
Yep.
I'm surprised seeing 3 of the guys throwing forehand on this hole. I feel like it suits the backhand a bit better.
Yeah, honestly, me too. For the shape, it's so nice for the backhand. But I guess, I mean, these are the guys that are more comfortable hitting gaps with the forehand.
Yeah, I guess.
So it makes sense. For me, I would never throw forehand here, just because, honestly, hitting gaps with a backhand feels almost easier than with a forehand. Yeah, I had a good look there. Just an easy putt to the basket.
Come on. Yeah, you can see he's getting a bit frustrated.
For good reason as well. I mean, he could be leading the tournament by multiple strokes.
For sure.
He's had such a clean round, but just no birdies to be had.
But luckily he's still in it.
Yeah.
We are seeing a lot of pars right now on the last couple of holes.
Yeah, it's pretty surprising. I feel like you often see bogeys or birdies, or maybe some occasional scramble pars. But that should change for the last couple of holes, as we're gonna have 2 very open, technically very easy shots, which should suit our card, as we have some slightly further throwers than the average player in the field. Hole 17, this is gonna be very similar to hole number 1 actually, where you're throwing a wide hyzer, ideally with a straight to overstable distance driver. Just try to get the distance correct, at least don't leave it short. You can be a little bit long if you want to, but being short is not so nice, because then you might hit the rocks short or even fall back towards the OB. But yeah, it's a very basic shot, and we have a good wind here, a little tailwind, so should be no problem to reach the hole and even most of the time put it inside the circle.
Perfect. Just a spike hyzer, circle 1.
Yep, pretty normal stuff. Finally I got the height right on this shot, which usually I somehow leave it too low. Roland going pretty low. I was surprised to see this line, but works just fine. 8 meters there. I don't know if they're waiting for us, but if they...
Very safe shot from Mathias, but he will have a circle 2 putt.
If you heard my comment just in the last clip, when Mathias was throwing, I was referring to the fact that the lead car was waiting for us on the tee of 18, and we thought if we should maybe let them play first. But since they were waiting and we already had thrown 3 shots, we decided maybe Carl should go ahead and just play.
And the circle keep on going from Mathias there, leaving it low once again. Good putt from Roland, nice birdie.
Very well done. You might hear some wind on the mics. That's coming from the coverage, not our commentary booth. But it's actually really not windy right now. I mean, I didn't feel any wind on my putt, it was dead calm.
Yeah.
Just a little 6-meter one. Maybe not the best swing thought to had, but I actually was thinking it would be pretty funny if I missed this putt when I was putting.
Might be the worst swing thought to have, actually.
Maybe. Well,
but still making it, that's really good.
It wasn't like I was expecting to miss it, but I just thought it would be kind of funny if I did.
Yeah, but I feel like as soon as you start to think like that, the likelihood of missing goes up quite a bit.
Maybe true.
But it looked easy anyways, so good putt.
Yeah, the putting has felt nice from inside the circle this round so far. And hole 18 now, the finishing hole, you can throw pretty much the same shot as on the last hole. The difficult part here is though that you have OB on the right side. So if you hung it out too far to the wide right side, you're gonna be OB very early. So if you want to miss, you'd rather maybe miss a little bit left. There's also, the OB actually does make a bit of a bubble to the right when you get all the way to the basket. So if you're pin high, you have a bit more space on the right side, maybe towards 8 or 9 meters. And also elevated basket here, so definitely one of the more difficult putting greens. Oh, flex line.
Oh, flex line you said.
Yes, I was trying to go for a flat shot, but came out with some Anheuser, luckily.
Oh, and no. It bounced or what?
Yes.
Holy.
That was one of the weirdest reactions I've ever seen from
At
a
first I thought it was perfect. But you can see the green is quite dangerous. Anything can happen. And this looks perfect, I guess. A bit too wide. He probably felt a bit scared watching that flight, but it worked out in the end.
Yeah, it's actually interesting that Roland has done pretty much the same thing 2 days in a row, where he goes really wide and not super high. So even not going really over the trees on the right, but rather just wide around the outside.
Wow.
Now this is more of the normal shot, fading a bit early, and he got a great skip and roll pretty much up to the basket.
Perfect. Hopefully ending the round with a birdie. And the layup from Karl, hitting the rock and rolling a bit.
Me after that fortunate settle.
Perfect putt.
Yeah, happy with the birdie there.
Great back nine from you and shooting 9 down, which you must be pretty happy about.
Yeah, and I feel like 9 under that's the sort of pace that you want to keep.
Yeah.
And you can see pending this putt, I'm going to be leading by 1 or 2 strokes. And 1 stroke it is. So a very favorable position to go in the final round. Though you can expect Roland to be playing a little bit better. He didn't have the greatest round today. Had that double bogey on 8 and the bogey on 12.
And any of the guys that are a little bit more back, like Mathias and Morten Brenna actually shot a hot round as well. I mean, if they catch fire early, anything, really anything can happen.
Yeah, for sure. I could see somebody shoot 13 under on this course, even 14 under if they play really well.
Exactly.
And there you go, as you mentioned, Morten gonna be the 4th player on our card tomorrow, besides myself, Roland and Mathias. Karl gonna drop to the 2nd card, but it was fun having him around. And yeah, thank you guys very much for watching from both me and Blær, and Blær, thank you for being here once again.
Thank you, sir.